Picture having transporters earning $500,000 per trip or casually letting over $2 billion become a feast for rats each year. Now, that's not your typical scenario unless you're in the exclusive league of Pablo Escobar, the ultimate criminal mastermind. But before we dive into his staggering wealth, let's rewind and explore where it all began. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1st, 1949 in Rionegro, Colombia. Escobar's family, with a farmer father and a mother who was a school teacher, moved to Envigado, Colombia, a suburb of Medellín, shortly after he was born. How did the son of a farmer and a school teacher become one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet? Pablo Escobar had aimed to pursue political science at La Universidad de Antioquia, channeling his ambition. However, he had to drop out when he ran out of money for his studies. This turning point is considered crucial, as reports suggest his criminal career took off in earnest after leaving university due to financial constraints. Initially, he began as a small-time criminal. As a teenager, he delved into a life of crime, engaging in activities like selling fake diplomas, smuggling stereo equipment, and stealing tombstones to resell. One of his early arrests in 1974 was related to stealing cars. As the cocaine industry burgeoned in Colombia, Pablo Escobar found himself at the crossroads of ambition and opportunity. Fueled by its proximity to major coca growers in neighboring countries like Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia, Colombia became a pivotal player in the illicit drug trade. For Escobar, this burgeoning industry presented a pathway to ascend the ranks of the criminal underworld. With a ruthless streak coursing through his veins, he saw the potential to carve out a kingdom of his own, one built on the profits of cocaine. As he delved deeper into the world of drug smuggling, Escobar's thirst for power and wealth intensified. His methods grew increasingly brutal, incorporating kidnapping and murder into his repertoire of criminal activities. Yet, despite the riches pouring in, Escobar hungered for more. In the 1970s, a tantalizing opportunity presented itself, with the demand for cocaine skyrocketing in the United States, and smuggling routes still in their infancy in Colombia. Escobar recognized the chance to seize control of this lucrative market. In 1975, Pablo Escobar, a man whose name would soon strike fear into the hearts of many, made a daring move that would change the landscape of the illegal drug trade forever. Escobar had been working in the shadows of other drug traffickers, biding his time and honing his skills in the clandestine world of narcotics. It was during this time that he decided to make his mark, to seize control and dominate the lucrative industry. His opportunity arose when he allegedly ordered the murder of a fellow trafficker by the name of Fabio Restrepo. With Restrepo out of the picture, Escobar swiftly took control of his drug trafficking operation, expanding his influence and power. But Escobar knew that to truly solidify his position, he couldn't do it alone. Thus, he embarked on a bold endeavor, forming what would become one of the most notorious criminal organizations in history, the Medellín Cartel. Joining forces with a motley crew of individuals, Escobar orchestrated a criminal empire unlike any seen before. Among his associates was Rodriguez Gacha, Jose Gonzalo, who was a former pig farmer turned ruthless professional killer, known for his brutality and efficiency. Additionally, Escobar aligned himself with the Ochoa brothers, Jorge, Juan David, and Fabio, hailing from a respected ranching family. Together, they brought their diverse skills and resources to the table, creating a formidable force that would control vast swaths of the illegal drug trade. With Escobar at the helm, the Medellín Cartel would go on to dominate the narcotics trade, amassing immense wealth and power while leaving a trail of violence and destruction in its wake. And thus began the reign of one of the most infamous figures in modern criminal history, Pablo Escobar and his Medellín Cartel. Under Pablo Escobar's iron-fisted rule, the Medellín Cartel emerged as a formidable force in the global drug trade, pioneering innovative methods to transport vast quantities of cocaine from Colombia to the United States. Escobar's strategic brilliance and relentless pursuit of profit propelled the cartel to unparalleled heights of success. With meticulous planning, the cartel diversified its transportation tactics, utilizing a fleet of aircraft ranging from nimble, radar-evading small planes to larger models like DC-3s and DC-6s, capable of carrying substantial cargo loads. These airborne operations ensured a steady flow of cocaine across borders, evading detection by law enforcement. But the Medellín cartel's ingenuity didn't stop there. Embracing unconventional tactics, they devised audacious schemes such as parachuting cocaine onto waiting speedboats in international waters and concealing the illicit substance within seemingly innocuous shipments of Ecuadorian cocoa, Chilean wine, and even blue jeans. The cartel's innovation knew no bounds. Escobar's audacity reached new heights when he reportedly acquired 2 remote-controlled mini-subs from the Russian Navy, each capable of ferrying up to a ton of cocaine undetected beneath the ocean's surface. These inventive strategies proved immensely profitable for Escobar and the Medellín Cartel, catapulting them to unimaginable wealth and power throughout the 1980s. With each successful operation, their grip on the cocaine trade tightened, cementing their status as the dominant force in the illicit drug market. Pablo Escobar's wealth was not just vast, it was almost unfathomable. At the height of his power, his net worth soared to an estimated $30 billion when adjusted for inflation, making him one of the wealthiest individuals in history. In fact, in 1989, Forbes ranked him as the 7th richest person globally, a staggering testament to his influence and control. But how did Escobar amass such immense wealth? Of course, the answer lies in the Medellín Cartel, the criminal organization he masterminded with ruthless efficiency. At one point, the cartel's reach extended so far that they practically owned an entire island in the Bahamas. This island served as a crucial refueling hub for their fleet of planes, which were used to smuggle cocaine from Colombia to the United States. The secluded island boasted a 1-kilometer-long airstrip, where large planes would touch down, laden with illicit cargo. Here, the cocaine would be transferred to smaller aircraft, which would then take off, bound for remote dirt roads in southern Florida. This operation was executed with precision, with the cartel orchestrating 5 to 7 flights daily during their prime. The sheer scale of their operation is staggering. At their peak, the Medellín Cartel was smuggling around 15 tons of cocaine into the United States every single day. This level of control allowed them to dominate the cocaine market, accounting for a staggering 84 to 90% of the supply in the US and approximately 80% globally. And the cost? A mere $5,000 to refine and smuggle 1 kilogram of cocaine. With profit margins that astronomical, it's no wonder Escobar's wealth grew at an exponential rate, solidifying his status as one of the wealthiest and most notorious figures in modern history. The pilots who flew for the Medellín Cartel were handsomely rewarded for their risky endeavors, with earnings reaching an astonishing $500,000 per flight into the United States. This exorbitant sum was just a fraction of the massive profits generated by the cartel's cocaine trafficking operations. Each kilogram of cocaine, which cost a mere $5,000 to transport into the US, could fetch anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000 once it hit the streets. With such staggering markups, the cartel found themselves swimming in a sea of cash, reaping an astounding $60 million in revenue every single day. To put it into perspective, this translated to a jaw-dropping $420 million in weekly earnings, resulting in an annual income of a mind-boggling $22 billion. The sheer magnitude of their wealth was so immense that mundane tasks like organizing cash became a logistical challenge. Imagine spending around $2,500 per week on rubber bands just to keep piles of cash neatly stacked and organized. With their coffers overflowing, the cartel faced a dilemma of space. Running out of storage room for their mountains of money, they resorted to desperate measures, stashing cash in old warehouses and even burying it in remote fields. To grasp the extent of their extravagance, Pablo Escobar made a striking decision. He wrote off 10% of their monthly revenues, totaling a staggering $2.2 billion annually. This unfathomable sum of money seemed to vanish into thin air, purportedly devoured by rats or damaged by water. Remarkably, this financial setback hardly made a dent in Escobar's fortune. There was even a time when Escobar burned through $2 million in cash simply to keep his daughter warm when she felt a chill. Such lavish gestures were just a glimpse into the opulent lifestyle he led. During the late 1980s, Escobar's influence reached unprecedented levels. In a bold move that shocked the world, he reportedly proposed clearing his country's $10 billion debt in exchange for immunity from any extradition treaty. This audacious offer underscored just how absurdly wealthy and powerful Escobar had become. Pablo Escobar's opulent lifestyle was epitomized by his extravagant estates, with none more striking than the sprawling 7,000-acre Hacienda Nápoles, nestled between Bogotá and Medellín. Valued at a jaw-dropping $63 million, this lavish property boasted an array of amenities that bordered on the surreal. Imagine wandering through its grounds and stumbling upon a soccer field where Escobar and his associates might indulge in friendly matches, or marveling at the sight of life-size dinosaur statues scattered throughout the estate, a whimsical touch that spoke to Escobar's penchant for the grandiose. But the extravagance didn't end there. Hacienda Nápoles featured artificial lakes shimmering under the Colombian sun, a bullfighting arena where Escobar and his guests could witness the spectacle of the matadors, and the remnants of a classic car collection, tragically destroyed by a rival cartel's envious wrath. An airstrip stood ready to receive Escobar's fleet of planes, facilitating his illicit drug trade, while a tennis court provided a venue for leisurely pursuits. However, it was perhaps the zoo that truly captured the imagination. Within its confines, over 200 exotic animals roamed freely, a testament to Escobar's fascination with the wild kingdom. From majestic elephants and graceful giraffes to exotic ostriches, zebras and camels, the menagerie reflected Escobar's boundless wealth and his penchant for the exotic. Interestingly, many of these captivating creatures found their way into the country aboard Escobar's drug planes, a surreal juxtaposition of the illicit and the extravagant. Following Escobar's demise in 1993, most of these exotic animals were relocated to various zoos, their presence a poignant reminder of a bygone era of excess and extravagance. If the Medellín Cartel, during its peak, were currently listed as an American company on the Fortune 500, its earnings would surpass those of Starbucks, Southwest Airlines, and even McDonald's. In a move that shocked Colombian authorities, Pablo Escobar proposed an unprecedented deal in 1991. He would surrender himself, but on one condition: he would construct his own prison. Surprisingly, the authorities agreed, leading to the creation of the infamous La Catedral. Nestled in the lush Colombian countryside, La Catedral was no ordinary prison. Far from it, in fact. This luxurious facility resembled more of a lavish resort than a penitentiary, boasting amenities that rivaled those of five-star hotels. Imagine stepping inside to find a sprawling nightclub pulsating with music, a tranquil sauna offering respite from the stresses of incarceration, and a majestic waterfall cascading into a serene pool. Outside, a pristine soccer field awaited, providing an outlet for Escobar and his fellow inmates to engage in friendly matches. But the extravagance didn't end there. La Catedral was equipped with state-of-the-art telecommunications, including telephones, computers, and even fax machines, allowing Escobar to maintain his criminal empire from behind bars. However, the idyllic facade of La Catedral soon crumbled. Escobar's reign of terror continued within its walls, culminating in the brutal treatment and killing of 2 cartel members. Faced with mounting pressure, Colombian officials made the decision to relocate Escobar to a more secure facility. But before they could enact the transfer, Escobar executed a daring escape in July 1992. Escobar's problem-solving approach was plata o plomo, offering either bribes or bullets.
Y bien, me gano la vida haciendo negocios, así que pues fresco, tranquilo. Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
Known for ruthlessness, he reportedly killed around 4,000 people, including police and government officials. In 1989, the cartel was implicated in a bombing that claimed about 100 lives on a plane carrying an alleged informant. As Pablo Escobar's reign of power and excess reached its zenith, few could have predicted the dramatic and violent end that awaited him. On December 2, 1993, the mastermind behind the Medellín Cartel met his demise in a hail of bullets from Colombian National Police, assisted by U.S. forces, marking the conclusion of one of the most infamous chapters in criminal history. Yet, even in death, the enigmatic figure of Escobar continues to cast a shadow over Colombia. His vast fortune, amassed through years of illicit activities, remains shrouded in mystery, with the true extent of his wealth eluding even the most determined investigators. Divided into various categories such as cash, Hidden assets, laundered funds, and lost treasures, Escobar's wealth is a labyrinthine puzzle that few have been able to unravel. While the Colombian government managed to uncover a portion of his riches, including $100 million in gold, cash, jewels, and weapons, the bulk of his fortune remains tantalizingly out of reach. Estimates suggest that over $1.3 billion still lies buried underground, a tantalizing treasure trove that only Escobar's closest associates and the late drug lord himself were privy to. Despite extensive efforts employing the latest sonar and digging technologies, this vast realm of wealth continues to evade discovery, leaving behind a legacy of intrigue and speculation that lingers to this day. And that's a wrap for today, everyone. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more thrilling contents in the future. If you've enjoyed this video, then you'll enjoy the video showing on your screen right now. Click, and we'll see you in the next one.